Hey Stalwart fam!
Hey!
Welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back.
My name is Faith.
My name is Michael.
And we are
the Stalwart Lovers. Yes. If you're new here, we are the Stalwart Lovers. We make videos on faith, relationship, and lifestyle.
Yes.
So make sure you subscribe to this channel. Enjoy the videos. Watch more videos so that you can know what we're doing. And if you're a returning subscriber, we love you. We love you so much.
We love you so much.
All right. So today, what are we doing today?
Yes, so today we are bringing to you, we are bringing to the big screen a very much demanded and asked for video.
By popular demand.
Yes. And it's a video on the Canada PR process, how to relocate to Canada, through our route.
Through the PR route.
Yeah, through the PR route that we used.
Yes, because you guys have not let me rest in DMs asking me a joke. Alright, so this is the video. This is everything that I know, that we know from our perspective. Alright, so anything outside this video, see, just
you don't have answers to
so
that.
I've taken time to detail all the important things. I'm going to tell you as many as possible, and it's left to you. Alright, so I'm going to be doing this video alone, by the way.
Yeah, because
I know more than you on this journey.
Exactly.
But now me take the journey. I just carry you from back. Anyway, you find out about our personal, relocation experience, all the ups and downs, all the journey, all the spiritual altars that really, really turned our life around in another video. Alright, so that one she will be there. Alright, so for now, can you disappear? Let me adjust, Jerry. It's my show. Yes, this one is the Stalwart Lover. Alright, so where's my daughter? See, this is a lecture, guys. I've detailed, a lot of things out so that I don't miss any important thing. But before we go on in this video, first and foremost, these things, people pay agents for this. You pay people for this information. So like this video as a way of saying thank you for me to even sit down and do this video, alright?
I watched the ads too.
Yeah, I watched that. Anyway, let this video go viral, alright? That's the way you can say thank you to me and to us for this video. So like this video, share this video, alright? Send the link to someone, save the link so that when someone asks you about Canada PR process, just send them the link, alright? Thank you so much. Alright, so first and foremost, Canada PR process. What's the PR? PR is permanent resident. So this is the process that can help you become a permanent resident in Canada, alright? So I'll be looking at my notes, alright? So just get used to that. So before I start, let me just clarify. In the last video we made about using agents, I talked to you about not needing to use agents because a lot of these things you can do them by yourself. I did not mean that using agents, is wrong, because a lot of things agents will not do for you. But if it's for advisory purpose, yes, you can use agents. If you have the money for agent, that's fine. But too many fake agents out there, so you have to shine your eye. All right, that's it. Just to clarify that. Now there are many ways to move into Canada. There are many ways to immigrate into Canada. There is a student route. You can come in as a student. You can come in as an employee, like a worker's permit. You get a job from outside Canada, and then your company in Canada flies you over into Canada, processes your work permit for you. There is the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. I don't know too much about that. So there is the refugee program. I don't know too much about that as well. Let me just talk about the one I know, the permanent resident program. So the permanent residence application, or the permanent residence route, is also called the Federal Skilled Worker route. So federal skilled workers. So it's basically for skilled professionals. So Canada has, deficiency in skilled professionals. In the next, tens of years, most professionals are going to be retiring. So they are looking for immigrants that can fill that position. Immigration, as we all know, is a major tool for Canada's population and stability. All right. So for you to be eligible for this program, you have to be a professional in your field. You have to be a skilled professional in your field, and your profession or occupation should be under Canada's NOC. So there's what we call the NOC, which is like the list of occupation category. All right, so I'm going to put a link to where you can find your own NOC. Just search for what you do. You see the category there. If you're a teacher, a banker, a software engineer, a computer analyst, whatever it is, the most likely would be an NOC, a NOC category for you. Let's talk about the pool. this pool that everybody talks about, express entry pool, you need to enter the pool. Pool. Is it swimming pool? Let me explain the express entry pool like this. It's a pool of professionals who have intentions to immigrate into Canada through the express entry route, the federal skilled worker route. Let me explain it like this. Imagine you have a banquet hall or a very large hall with so many people in there, and everybody is holding a scoreboard. So there is a scoreboard in their hands with points on it, and everybody holds the scoreboard. The maximum number of points you could have in that hall is 1,200. All right. Now, imagine that Canada, the government of Canada, comes in from time to time, every 2 weeks, every once in a while, and based on their budget of immigration for the year, they now call the first 3,000, the top 3,000 according to your score, to apply to come into Canada. Do you get it? So that's how the pool works. So you need to be in the pool, and you go through some things that I'll explain shortly to have your own score, but the top per time is what is being called, and that's what explains the express entry draw. Now, when, for example, if they call 3,000 in that hall, in that pool, the number 3,000th person, whatever his score is, becomes the CRS draw score for that particular draw. That's the CRS score for that particular draw. The CRS is cumulatively a ranking score, something like that. Cumulative ranking score. Okay, so what happens if, for example, the number 3,000th person has score like 471, and there are more people that has 471? In the beginning, the time that you came into the hall, into the pool, is also recorded. So the tiebreaker there is the first person that got into the pool is considered. So score first, and then time is also considered for the top people that are filtered out into the to apply. Now, those 3,000, for example, that I use now get invitation to apply. So that is when your real application to Canada starts. Being in the express entry pool is just waiting, like the pool of Bethesda, waiting for someone to, for the angel to come. Exactly, that's how it looks like. So until you receive that ITA, which is invitation to apply, you cannot apply to Canada. All right, even if your score is so high. So, and just to put it out there, I'm recording this video in May 2022, and in July 2022, Canada is resuming the express entry pool process for outland applications. So many people from inland Canada are getting invitation to apply, but from outside Canada, people have not been getting invitations to apply for a long time due to COVID, but they are resuming that in July. So if you are eligible after this video, the first thing you should do is do what you have to do to get into that pool. All right. And those that get ITA, they get 30 days to accept the invitation, and from the day they accept the invitation, they have 60 days to complete the application, pay the application fee, and submit. Now, how do you get your score? How do you get that score that we're talking about? Your score is a function of a particular questionnaire. So when you apply to enter the express entry, there's a questionnaire you need to fill. It's a form. You fill your date of birth, how many family members you have, if you have a wife, if you have children, your educational background, how many degrees do you have, how many years of experience do you have, and all those things. All these things come together to make your cumulative ranking score, which is your CRS point. There is a calculator online that you can just use to estimate what your score would be. I'll put a link in the description where you can fill all these things and have an estimate of what your score would look like. Now, what are the things that determine if you have a high score? Number one, your age. If you are above 30, you have lesser chances of a higher score. There is a lower point for age when you are above 30. Your English test, you have to write IELTS. Your English test results, if you have up to the high band in the English test, you have more chances to have higher scores. So the lower you have in all these things, you lower your score, like drastically lower your score. The difference between 6.5 and 7 in writing, for example, could as well mean 3 points, which 3 points is a lot when we talk about this poll thing, right? Also, there's French test. If you know French, you could write English test and write French test, and you have more opportunities, right? If you have more than one degree, let's say you have a master's, or you have two different degrees, or you had a diploma, these things could help. So your educational background, your years of experience. If you have 3+ years of experience, you are good. If you have less than three, you have lesser score in your CRS. Another major indication is if you have a relative in Canada that is a PR or a citizen. By relative, I mean brother, sister, father, or mother, not uncle or auntie. So they have to be PRs or Canadian citizens. Then you have, I think, some really high jump in your points. Okay. Before I forget, for the CRS score, the maximum number of points is 1,200, but 600 points for provincial nomination and 600 points for others. So for those who get provincial nomination, you might have been hearing about it. I'll explain this shortly. But when you get provincial nomination, you have an additional 600 points on your cumulative point, which makes you like one of the top, definitely one of the top whatever in the pool. So when the Canadian government comes to the pool to withdraw the top 3,000, top 2,500, you will most likely be among them. In fact, surely be among them. And for the English test, IELTS, you have to write IELTS general test. You have to do speaking, listening, writing, and reading. And you need to pass it very well. Of course, IELTS is valid for 2 years. And for your degree evaluation, you need to, apart from the fact that, oh, you can just say, oh, I have a master's, you need to get your degree evaluated by an approved evaluation body. The most common body for Canada is west.org, but not all, I don't think they evaluate every degree. I think some accountants, some professions that are not really so, some certifications, could be evaluated by other bodies. So just do some extra research on Canada's approved body for that. Now, a quick hack, guys. People who have university degrees but do not have masters, some of them write certain certifications which are evaluated as a diploma. For example, there's a BCS certification that could be evaluated as a diploma. Just do some research on that. There's some certificates that you have that West could evaluate it as an additional degree, which will increase your points. So there are other things people can do to increase their points in the pool. Now let's talk about POF. POF, the greatest, in my opinion, major challenge for most people who want to relocate to Canada, especially from third world countries, developing countries, and the like. POF is your proof of funds, and every country that you are applying to wants to know that you are able financially to survive in their country, at least until you are able to get a job. They don't want you to be a nuisance. They don't want you to be begging on the streets and all that. So there is an estimate of what your POF should be, and that's the minimum standard. So you can check it on the website. I'll put the link here. But for one person, if you are one, minimum you should have for your POF is $13,310. If you are two, family of two, that's husband and wife, or father and one son, for example. Family of two essentially is 16,570. Family of three, 20,371, and it keeps increasing like that. For each additional family member, you have 3,586 Canadian dollars added to what your POF should be. And that POF is essentially supposed to last you the first 6 months of your stay in Canada, provided that you do not get a job. Also, provided that you are spending very economically. Let me just put it very prudently. Is that even a word? Anyway, so that is that about POF. And let me just jump into PNP before I now go back to how you can now apply. Okay? Are you following? I feel like I'm in a class because my wife is not with me. Okay, so quick one about provincial nomination. I don't know too much. I know just a little bit. I know that not all provinces in Canada, have provincial nomination. So I know about Ontario. I came through provincial nomination to Ontario, right? So I know about Ontario. I know about Manitoba. I know about Saskatchewan. I do not know about any other province right now. All right, so do your research. Provincial nominations, has been known to be one of the greatest opportunities for people to immigrate, because maybe you are above 30, you have low score and all those things like that, or you're not able to pass IELTS to a certain degree, right? But needful to say that every requirement for Canadian express entry is required for the most part for provincial nomination. It's like you're applying for express entry to a province. Your POF, your IELTS score, your degree evaluation, everything. I think except police certificates. All right. So, and then when you get the provincial nomination, you have extra 600 points added to your express entry score, which would then give you that leverage to get the ITA. Okay. How do you get provincial nominations? For Ontario, I can tell that Ontario goes to the pool based on the professional need. All right. For example, I got provincial nomination from Ontario, not applying directly to Ontario. They actually invited me from the pool. So stop sitting down and waiting for a miracle. Get into the pool first. And when you are entering the pool, make sure to tick that you want your profile to be shared with all provinces, just in case a particular province is looking for accountants. They want plenty of accountants. They can go to the pool, look for people in this particular occupation, and call the first, just do a draw as well. And then that was how I was selected. Ontario was looking for software engineers, and boom, you hear the story in the next coming videos where me and my wife talks about our experience. What are the required documents for you to have a successful express entry application? I need to let you know that this is Canada. All right, there's no bribery. There's no way you could get away with corny things. Is corny a word? But literally, they're going to do their due diligence. They're going to verify every document you provide to them. So if you say you have 5 years of experience, you are going to need to provide work reference letter from every single person you have worked with in those 5 years. Every single employer you have worked with, they'll give you a work reference letter. They will give you have to provide pay slip to show that you are being paid salary every month, and you show where the money is coming into. So you need your work reference letter from your employer, your current employer, and all your previous employers. All right, and you need to have in your application, you give your employment history for the last 10 years. So if this is for skilled professionals, so if you don't have a good employment history, you work for 1 year, you had 3 years doing nothing, you can't explain what you are doing that 3 years, then you started working somewhere else again. These things don't tell that you are a professional, that you are regarded a professional in your field. All right, so please know if you really qualify for what you're talking about, for what we are talking about. So your work experience is verified, your POF is verified, because you need to get financial statement from the bank, from all your investments, original copies. And there is a saying, and I hear and I think it's true, that they contact the banks to confirm that the documents are true and valid. All right, so please and please, you need to be able to explain yourself very well. Also, about your POF, you need to be able to prove the source of your money. For example, you work and you earn 150,000 naira a month, and you've been working in that job for just a year, and then you claim that you have POF for two people, 16,000 Canadian dollars, which is about roughly what? 8 million. How? Even your annual income, if you do not spend a kobo, is not up to that. So how did you come about this money? Do your research. I'm going to wrap up with how you can properly, guide yourself for this journey. Okay. So another important document required is your PCC. That's your police certificate, something. And that is to show that you do not have criminal records, right? I mean, they're going to have your thumbprint and everything, and they're going to check. So please know all these things. So these things cost a lot of money. So I'm going to do another video where I talk about how much all this costs. For example, me applying to Ontario for provincial nomination cost me much more than applying to Canada government for the express entry itself. All right, so I'm going to document all these things in another video, so you guys watch out for that. Another thing you need to do is medicals. For Canada, you need to do medicals, and that information is also transmitted to the IRCC, and that is the Canadian government. I mean, you need an international passport. That's like a no-brainer. I didn't mention that. You need an international passport. So after you pay the required fees, you submit your application, and then you get your AOR, which is like the date that your application got received. After which, after a few weeks, after some checks are done, you get an instruction to go and do your biometric, which you can do at VFS Global in your country. And after doing your biometric, the wait begins. All right, so you wait for a while. Some people 3 months, some people 6 months, people like us 2 years. I pray that nothing like that happens to you guys watching this, because that was some long waiting period. So you wait for a while, all the background checks, all your documents will be checked. If you missed any document, they could send you an ADR, which is called additional document required. You could see ghost update on your application. What is a ghost update? Well, when you go to your application, about to open it, you'll see application updated. But when you open it, you don't see any updates there. And then when you log out, you come in again, you see that it's no longer showing application updated. So we call that ghost update, which usually means that they just completed a particular phase in background stuff, maybe criminal investigation, background check, and POF checks, and the likes. All right. After all this is done, after your application is approved, you get PPR, which is passport request. All right. So you get PPR, which means that you need to send your passport to, a VO, which is a visa office, and your passport gets stamped. You get a COPR document, that is a valid travel document to Canada, and after you land, you are confirmed as a permanent resident. All right, so I'm going to give more details in the next video. I'm going to talk about how much it costs, what is our PR fee, that's the right of PPR fee, how much it costs to apply to Canada as PR, how much some provinces charge for their provincial nomination. Watch out for that video. All right, and also watch out for the video where I talk about my experience. It was a touching story, but it's going to be a nice one. All right, thank you so much for listening up to this point. I hope that you have what you want. So please drop your experiences in the comment section, like this video, all right, share this video, and if you have any questions, you could drop them in the comment section. I will try to respond to some of them, but please, I'm not promising. This is my own investment. This is my own contribution to you watching, as a sort of help for your Canadian, hopefully your Canadian immigration. All right, so I don't know more than this, so I'm sorry if I won't be able to answer questions in DMs after now regarding this video should answer your questions. Now, talking about how you could research, yes, so I would recommend canadavisa.com. That's like a website for Canada visa applications. Look for the right group, that pertains to what you are looking for. Join the group, subscribe to the newsletter, so that you are receiving emails when there are messages. When you ask a question, someone will answer. Another thing is join WhatsApp and Telegram groups of fellow immigrants or fellow prospective immigrants like you. There will be people who have already traveled in those groups who will be answering some of the questions that you have, and that way it will really go a long way. That's what I did. Please don't ask me for the Telegram group that I joined. Thank you. Go and look for it. There are a lot out there. All right, with these few points of mine, I hope that I've been able to demystify the entire Canada PR process for you, and I hope that this video has helped you. So let me know if it helped you in the comment section. Say thank you with a thumbs up, like this video, and share this video with anybody that you think needs to hear this. God bless you.